Mario Sanchez was a friend of mine. I've always been interested in Mario's work, and he was kind enough to do a woodcut of my grandfather's store on Duval Street that my grandfather worked in and built in 1910. Many years later, I put an ad in the paper, see if I could get Mario sketches. And a woman answered, and under her bed, she had 71 sketches. And I was so excited, and I naturally bought them all.
Mario Sanchez has his own self-taught style and technique. His tools were conventional, and he frequently remarked he was unfamiliar with processes employed by other artists, nor did he care to read art books. He did not consider his own work to be very academic. During his more than 70-year career, he developed his own style while mastering more traditional skills such as bas-relief carving and perspective. His motto was, "Sé que mi modesto arte no es bueno, pero gusta." Born in 1908, Mario Sanchez was raised in his family's bodega, or grocery store, in Key West at the corner of Louisa and Duval Streets. Mario moved to Ybor City in Tampa in 1925. There he met Rosa de Armas, who worked as a tobacco stripper in a cigar factory. He married Rosa in 1929 and returned to Key West a year later. Mario was active in the community, publishing a 2-page newspaper to read at the Cuban Club, performing in skits at the San Carlos Theater, and playing baseball as a pitcher for the Key West Pirates. His involvement in his community led to a better understanding of Key West's diverse culture that later emerged in his artwork.
Each person, each house, and every building, and every goat and cat and dog was a character in his story.
As a boy, he sat on the beach, carving driftwood. In 1930, he started turning wood in bas-relief carvings of local fish like yellowtail snapper, grunts, tarpon, and sailfish. In 1946, his mother-in-law urged him to carve scenes of his memories of Key West on discarded tobacco crates. His first piece, Menungos Diabolito Dancers, was sold to a men's clothing store manager on Duval Street for $250. The first public showing of Sanchez's carvings was at a local Key West museum in 1961. Drawing strictly from his memory, Sanchez portrayed the street life, workplaces, and gatherings of early 20th century Key West, each representing an actual part of Sanchez's personal experience. Sanchez refused to carve scenes that were even a little off, geographically or culturally. His tools came from hardware and 5 and dime stores.
Mario designed his own way of doing things. He had been to business school, and at business school he learned how to use carbon paper. And between the wood and the bag, he would put carbon paper, which he had learned to use as a stenographer. And he would trace over the carbon paper with anything that came to hand.
For the carvings, he employed only a handful of tools: a wooden kitchen mallet, 3 small metal chisels, a piece of broken glass, and single-edged razor blades. The wood was Pennsylvania white pine, or cypress, or cedar. He created his own pigments using egg yolk for banana yellow and coffee grounds for dirt, and rubber cement for glass windows on buildings and delivery carts, and 5 and dime paintbrushes. Cigar factories and their workers comprise a significant chapter in Sanchez's personal history. His father, Pedro, is featured prominently as a character in several of his works. His father was also a lecturer, or reader, who stood on a podium reading newspaper articles and French novels to the Gato cigar factory workers in the Cuban enclave of Key West. Here is a woodcut from our museum's collection of the Hemingway home that differs from the previous grocery bag sketch. While the structure is similar with its elaborate grillwork balcony, the characters, including Crawfish Jack, sell seafood and perhaps bolita lottery tickets from his wheelbarrow. The tall man with the mustache, striped shirt, and ochre pants is Ernest Hemingway. Another one of Mario's characters is the Piruli man, who walked the streets selling candies mounted on a tall pole. At the shrill sound of his call, Piruli, the children of Old Key West came running to buy his bright-colored caramels for a penny apiece.
It's wonderful that the Customs House has done this fabulous exhibit of David Wachowski's drawings Pencil Me In is a super show about Mario Sanchez.